What's going on? I'm live. I know it's a surprise. Nobody expected us to go live today. Well, we are live. I'll wait till y'all get in here. No countdown, just a live session. My computer's acting slow, so I may have to close some windows so we can get some real streaming going on. What's going on, Shahid? What's going on down to earth? I know, no, you didn't even know it was coming. Well, we here. Get my all my stuff up. Zay and Vernon, how you doing? Jonathan R, what's going on? Miss Phoenix, what's going on? Happy New Year, everybody. Happy holidays to everybody. How's everybody doing? It- It's early. It's going on 8. Y'all hanging out tonight? What's the plan? What's the plan, people? Kiss my face twice. It's been a minute since we've seen you. How you doing? Man, it's been a minute since we've been live. I feel like we got so much to cover. I can't do it all in this one line. At least what's going on. So I'm gonna keep this stream short, and I'm gonna try to keep all my thoughts down. Try to keep all my thoughts down. So all right, so I wanted to do this stream because one, we haven't done a stream. Two, I wanted to get something out there. Feel like this would be a good opportunity and a good time. So one of the things I did want to discuss was what's going on, Felicia. One of the things I did want to discuss was, hey D, we see you D. You joining us?
Did you start without me?
Yeah, I started without you. I figured you come in when you get a chance. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to discuss was the accomplishments that I accomplished over the past year, and then I want to discuss the losses too. Right? Everybody always saying that you have. Well, you discuss the wins, and nobody ever talks about the losses. Well, I'm gonna talk. Let's see. I talk about the losses first. Um, so the losses were, well, it's not a loss, but it's a loss to me. All right. One of the losses is for me was making the adjustment coming back to Florida, but it's not really a loss, but it's more or less a win for the long run. But it's a loss to me because I had a 5-year plan for Colorado. Could I have stayed in Colorado? Absolutely. Um, but I weighed my option on, if I stay, it's just work, if that makes sense, right? It's just work. If I leave, it'll be a leadership role. So not to say I couldn't be in a leadership role out there, but it's just like I don't want to work on a project where they've already got things in place. I'm more of, hey, we want to scrap what we're doing and we want someone to come in with fresh eyes, fresh ideas, build and go from there. So that's more my style of what I like. And you all will figure out what you like. And let me help guide you on what I'm talking about. There are some jobs that you're gonna get or gonna get presented to you where we call it butts and seats, right? And butts and seats means that I could get this job and I can work this job and the job can pay anywhere from 240, 260, 300, 350. And you can work that, you can be what we call butts and seats for mm, depending on how the length of that contract, from a year to 3 years to 5 years, depending on the contract. Or you can do something innovative, creative, where you get control of the innovation, the creativity, the people that you work with. Um, Not just the people that you work with, the tool set that you use, just a whole creative vibe. So you, in time, you have to figure out what it is you like, right? Do you want you got I call it the money grab. If you know you got to go get the you want to go do the money grab, those jobs are always out there. You can go do the money grab and then boom, be done. Then you got the jobs that are like, we want new people, fresh ideas, this, that, and the other. We want to start from scratch. You building a team. Y'all don't know each other, this, and that, so you can do that too, right? Then there's one more job. There's one more job, right? There's the money grab job, and then which is butts and seats, and then there's the job that's, hey, we start from scratch and we building up. But there's one more job. There's one more job. This one more job is, it's kind of like the Melissa Mayer type of situation. Y'all don't know who she is, go look her up. She went over to Yahoo. She had to pretty much rebrand and rebuild Yahoo, right? So then those are those jobs where you're like, we everyone knows that this project is dying. And everybody knows that there's really no hope for this project. But they also feel like if we bring in the right person, they could possibly give it a pulse that's gonna push it through to the end. And that's kind of like how I look at Yahoo and Melissa Mayer and most of the CEOs that go in on these dying projects. Right? They go at them to the end, and then they're like, okay, well, and this is how we look at it. I know that I'm going in on the on this death wish, right? And because I know I'm going in on this death wish, I'm going to maximize my potential, maximize my money, maximize my connections, and then go from there. But sometimes those jobs can be the detriment to your career. So you got to really figure out if that's something that you want to do, right? What's going on, Tonio? How you doing? Hope you're feeling good, right? So this I categorize tech in those three ways: new and innovative, butts and seats, and just a death wish. And you got to figure out which side of the coin you want to be on, right? Which side of the coin you want to be on. So, I chose to be innovative. Now, A lot of people not gonna like this when I say this. A lot of old heads probably won't like this when I say this. And but Tonio knows what I'm talking about. There comes a point in time in your life where you're like, I don't want to do nothing innovative. I just want to get a paycheck and go home because I want to go work on something else. And so you'll look for a job where you just get a paycheck and you go home and you work on something else. You don't want to think about nothing. You just want to just do, right? And right now some of you are hungry, but you're not strategically hungry. You're not strategically hungry, right? You're hungry, but you're not strategically hungry. You are hungry, but you want to do something, but you're like, whatever comes my way, so I could just break in. That's what I'm gonna do. But I've been telling you all to be strategic on looking for jobs that take care of you benefits wise. 10%, 12%, 25%, 15% into your 401k. 10% match is cool, but there are other things that you could do. Uh, yeah, and then the other part is not only just on the benefits, like who's going to pay for your masters, who's going to pay for your bachelor's, who's going to pay for your certificates, like negotiating for that. And then there's one other thing to negotiate for too is, equity, right? Equity and stock incentives and so forth, right? Even maybe even uh, m- I I can't say negotiating for time off because sometimes you can and sometimes you can't, but everything's negotiable. But you can structure your package how you want to. So that's just another conversation, right? But those are my thoughts. So my wins, that I'm speaking of, is having the ability to structure those packages, pick the jobs that I want to work on. Jobs that I don't want to work on, I just don't work on. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'll walk away from that before I stay there. And then the next thing that I would want to say is, what's your what's your end goal? One of the things that I look at too, and I had this conversation before, is a lot of people like, I don't want to be I don't want to be I don't want to be wealthy. I want to be comfortable. And I always ask that question, is what is comfortable? And I want y'all to ask yourself this too, going into 2024 and beyond. What is comfortable? Is comfortable enough to last generations? If it's comfortable enough to last for retirement, like if you had to retire right now, say you're 30 years old, what's your number to retire? What does that look like? What does retirement look like? What does w- being able to walk away from a 9 to 5 look like for you? What does it mean to work multiple 9 to 5s? I don't know. But I have that question of, and I'm gonna ask this question to you all, and you can put it in the chat or what have you. What does what does what does being comfortable look like to you, and what does wealth being look like to you? I don't think they're the same things, but may feel differently. You may feel differently about that. I don't know. Let me see who we got in the chat as well too. Let's see, we got Sasha. What's going on? Um, children, uh, uh, children don't equal comfort, right? KD, what's going on? Hope everyone's safe. I wasn't expecting the stream today. You never know, man. Never know. You never know, right? Free, what's going on? Mama Do, what's going on? How you doing out there? J Antoinette. And this is what I do want to do, right? Because I don't have everybody's information. I will say this. We had some wins this year. Um was Free had a win, right? Free had her win. Sasha had a win. Natasha, you had your win. Um, who else? I know it's some other people I'm missing. I had to look in Slack. And when I say they had their wins, they passed the cert or they got a job, or they were able. Mercedes, you had your win this year. Heather, you had your win. Um, Let me look and see who else has had their win this year. I gotta go through Slack and look and see who had their win. Um, Let me see who all else have had their wins. Antonio, I don't know. Have you taken your test? I don't know if you had your win yet or not, but I want to give a shout out to everybody who's able to come through Women in Linux and have their wins. Losses, I've had losses this year. No, no deaths or nothing like that. But losses from switching jobs, losses from what's going on, Jerome? You had your win. Losses from just starting over, right? That's all it is. Learning and earning. You said looking forward to wins in 2024. Started studying again for your certs, and that's the other thing too, right? A lot of y'all start studying for your certs, and certs are not a bad thing. But I just want you to know that the knowledge that you gain from taking the cert and possibly and failing or passing is knowledge gain. No one can take away the knowledge that you gain. So be proud of the knowledge that you gain. Be excited, be ecstatic about that knowledge that you gain. That's what I want to share with you all there. Now, what does 2024 look like for women in Linux? I don't know. That's a tough one because it could go a multitude of ways. Um, I have my plans for women in Linux. I also have plans for Binary Hustler, but for the most part, we'll still be doing the streams. We probably will be doing some private streams as well too. And when I say private stream, meaning private training lessons, one on probably more like group one-on-ones. I do still want to do the master course or the master class, I should say. That's still on the table. I'm working out the kinks of what that could look like for you all, especially those that are beginners, because we get a lot of people that come to Women in Linux and they say, I want to get started, but they have no clue about where to start. I heard I should learn Linux, but why? I heard I should learn cybersecurity, but I don't know where to start. What does that look like? We get those questions. And then we get some of y'all that come in and they say, "Hey, I got this I want to do. I want to transition into I don't know, a solutions architect, but I'm not sure if this is the right thing for me to do as a transition." And then you're like, "Okay, well, where did you get solution architect from? Where did that come from? Like, where did you get that from?" And then you start digging deeper into it, and then you're like, "Oh, you really like looking at a leadership role, or you're looking at something else, and it's not really like a solutions architect or whatnot. It's something else." What's going on, Ricky Stewart? Thank you for becoming a new member. We appreciate you. Let me see. Let me go back here. One of the 300K earners. I appreciate you for joining. All right. Jonathan R. I'm one of them. Yeah, like yeah. And so, it's setting up, and this is I think a lot of time people misconstrue about tech. They think it's just one way to enter tech, and it's just like a multitude of ways, but you got to and I I think people have to understand their personalities and organizational skills of who they are. And I don't think that's actually brought into play. I actually was online one day and I was talking to somebody and I was like, what are your skills? And they were like, what do you mean? I don't have any tech skills. I'm like, no, but what is your skill set? What is it what skills do you actually have? Right? And when I ask any of y'all, what are your skill sets and what skills do you actually have? You all are like, I didn't know that that was a skill set. Oh, so you didn't know problem solving was a skill set. Okay. You didn't know that uh communicating, and this is a good one here, right? Some of you, and I implore you all to work on this, can work well one on one with someone, but you don't work well as a team. Like if you put y'all some of y'all in a team setting, you fail every time. And it's not because maybe somebody's downing you. It's a matter of the communication style, or it may be overwhelming for you, or it's just not something that you're used to, or maybe nobody called on you in that group. And sometimes you have to interject. Don't wait for someone to call on you. Sometimes you have to interject too, right? Um, Zeno Lieber said, I am one too. Where and how to get started, what to do first. Yeah, like a lot of y'all have that question, and uh, this is Tamika's personal take. You're already in tech. You're just not sure about what the name of it is that you're doing, but you're already in tech. Antonio says, goal for 2024 is bringing more black people to QCon. 2024 Utah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Utah. And after Utah is Atlanta. I gotta get with the money on the whole thing, how we're gonna structure that, what's that gonna look like, so forth and so on. So I haven't forgotten. So if anybody's been talking to the money, or if you watch the stream, I'll be reaching out to you come 2024. We have our orders, we have our things. It's just not KubeCon. It is the high performance computing conference. It is the Linux conference. It is a ton of conferences where there's a lot of salt and no pepper. Like I say, a lot of salt, no pepper. So we want to change that. And I think by changing that, we change lives. By changing lives, we change generations. If I can change two people generations, that's cool. But really, to move the needle, we need to be changing at least 10,000 students, and 10,000 people, and 10,000 generations. It has to be a mass movement. It can't no longer be uh, the onesie twosie. We have to move at a massive pace. And in order to do that, it's gonna have to be some people that's gonna get left behind. It's just what it is. But those people that get left behind will eventually pick up. They will, right? I think I don't know if y'all saw the title. Google is laying off 30,000 people. So Google is getting ready to lay off 30,000 people, right? And so you ask yourself, what is the skill set of those 30,000 people, right? Yeah, it says Google may lay off 30,000 employees as AI improves operational efficiency. So 30,000 people, right? And so now the question is, where are they going? What are those 30,000 people? What are their skill sets? How they're going to morph into something else? What does that look like, right? And so Google has been focusing on a lot of AI advancements and announcements like Gemini and Google Bard. However, it looks like the company is also planning to implement, blow it up. Looks like the to implement it internally, that might actually lead to what people feared the most: AI taking away human jobs. Google may potentially lay off 30,000 employees across its ad sales division, across its assets are being reported from the information, right? Sean Downing, head of ad sales for the major accounts in the U.S., revealed in a meeting that Google is planning to reorganize its ad sales team, but did not mention any layoffs. The report indicated that AI is also set to make a significant shift on the operational front that may lead to job cuts. Um, for us on the infrastructure side, AI makes us better, right? AI makes us better. AI infrastructure is going to always be there. Can we get robots to install and build stuff at the data centers? Absolutely. Can we use AI to help us make changes and adjustments in route patterns and traffic on routers and switches? Absolutely. But somebody's got to program that, and somebody's got to get those models working. Data is everything, and data needs to be stored somewhere, and it needs to be secure, and then so forth and so on. So again, you all got gonna have to figure out what it again goes back to my original question is what is comfortable, what is generational wealth, and what does retirement look like for you? And what's that age look like for you? And I want to leave y'all with that question tonight. I also want to leave you with one other thing. Be thankful that you got here. Be thankful that you woke up today. Be thankful that you were able to reach out and call someone or receive a phone call from someone because some people didn't make it. And some people are not going to make it tonight. They're not going to make it tomorrow. It's just a fact. It's just what it is. Hopefully, it's not one of you. Hopefully, it's not me. Right. But at the same token, be thankful that you have the ability and to read, apply, and actually move forward. And I want to thank you all for rocking with us at Women in Linux for this year. It's been a good year for us. Like, we've been steady. We've been steady with the people and stuff that and so forth and so on. But be thankful for the skill set that you have, and be thankful for the knowledge that you can gain, right? And I say that loosely because some of you gain knowledge and don't apply it, but I want y'all to start really applying and your knowledge and understanding the value add that you have and the value that you have, right? One thing is value, and then the other thing is value add that you have. And I wanted to make sure I came on and dropped a stream for that. Earners, I have not forgotten about y'all. I appreciate the earners. I appreciate the new earners, the 100K, the 300K, 500K. You're one skill away from 200K. Those that have won things throughout the year from Women in Linux, from a bundle to a laptop. I've given away MacBook Pros, laptop classes, money. We played games this year. We came, we saw, we conquered. Now we got a little bit more work to do. We got a little bit more work to do. We got more people to I don't want to say influence, but bring with us. And this is not a forced bring. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. If you don't see yourself making 200, 250, 300, don't knock the other people that want to make that. Don't and those that do want to make it, I'm gonna end it on this one, D. Those that do want to make the twos, the threes, the fours, the fives, the sixes. Stop talking to people that ain't never ever been there. They don't understand it. They don't see you the way you see yourself. And it's a hard pill to swallow. I think the hardest pill to swallow is this. When a person is in your immediate vicinity, whether they're family or a friend of the family or what have you, and you talk to them about your dreams and you talk to them about, hey, You could come over here to Women in Linux and learn, man. Like, hook up with Tamika and them, and or hook up with X, Y, and Z, and they're talking about how to get in tech and make 200,000, and they talking about how to make 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. And y'all hear them out here on the podcast. Y'all seen them. Y'all heard them yourselves. People don't believe. A lot of people don't believe. They're like people like you. It's okay for you to make 80,000 and be okay with that. And I'm telling you, yeah, sure. It's okay to make 80, but why you can't be okay with making more? Why you not okay with making more? Why is it that the people around you are not okay with you exceeding 100, 200, 300,000? Why they not okay with that? And why are you allowing them to make you uncomfortable with it? That's a bigger question. Why are you allowing them to make you uncomfortable with it? A Queen Lee, what's going on? Tanya Vaughn, what's going on? Danny's book, what's going on? What's going on, Tech RX? Stop allowing people to determine, and it's because this is where it gets into it. You allow people to determine your wealth. You allow people to determine your worth, and you allow people to determine what your end goal is. And guess what? You don't even know what it is. You don't even know. You don't know what your end goal is. You know you got a plan. You know you got some possibilities, but it could pop off. You go learn something with data engineering and get a certificate in data bricks, and next thing you know you making 250, and then you get so good at it they were like, why don't you lead this team, and now you making 500. And then somebody told you they ain't gonna never hire nobody that look like you, or because you don't know nobody over there, or does because somebody don't look like you or don't have your same hue, or don't come from the same street or whatever that you come from, or what have you, however you want to slice that. Because they're not over there in in that situation. Like I said, it's no pepper and the salt over there, so you don't go after that opportunity. And you know who do? All the salt. All the salt. All I'm simply saying is keep your eyes and your options open. Make sure you structure yourself for what you want to do, but don't be so rigid where you can't flex. Right? Don't be so rigid where you can't flex your muscles there. Right? Yeah, all the salt, Antonio, all the salt. And Antonio, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You was at CubeCon. You've been around. You know the rooms. You see the rooms. You see when we walk in the room what it looked like. You see when we walk in three or four or five or six what it looked like. People look at you crazy, like, oh, what are they doing? It's always the question of like, are they really that smart? Even even people ask you like, are they really that smart? Right? So, you know, be in the room. Use your skills to be in the room. Allow people to talk your name when you're not in the room. Forge your friendships, forge your bonds, and go from there. All the salt, and they don't even know how to spell it. Nope. Life is full and plentiful. Even know how to spell it. Yep. Down to earth say I watched the news. I watched a news story about minimum wage going up in some states. Yep. One woman was elated that she had 6 children to support. I was like, ma'am, you need to upskill because minimum wage ain't good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like 2024, I think it's gonna shock some people. I think I I I don't think you've seen the money train just yet. I think those quant developers, those quant positions, quantum, all those, I think they're gonna blow y'all out the water. I think you're going to be more surprised than ever. Um, I think I think in 2024, because I already see it now that the jobs are going to be through the roof. 200K is already normal now in some of the tech positions. I even say 250, but you're going to start to see normalcy of 300K, 400K, 500K. That's just my what I'm seeing. But nevertheless, that's what it is. I enjoyed y'all. I appreciate y'all. I gotta go. I don't want. I don't want D to knock us out the box. D, don't do it. You sure telling it? I'm still trying to be able to grasp making that amount. Yep. But many jobs could be there. It was 100. Yeah, they're already there. If you look on the infrastructure side, you look on the database side, data engineering, security, cloud security. I mean, it's. I mean, I reported on it the other week. We're to the point now where the CIA and FBI and all of them are like, we need people that understand forensics, accounting, and data and emerging markets. We're already there. We're already there. Is the money is out here? You need to show up and show out. Show up and show out, and stop listening to people telling you that only 8% of the people make X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, how the hell do we change the 8%? I'm so tired of that daggone number. How do we change that? Give me a plan. What are we gonna do? Right? If I know that the number is 8%, how can I make the number 16%? That's my goal. D, what are we doing tonight? D will tell you. I know. I let D make all the plans. I didn't do anything. I didn't make no plans. I'm just going along. I'm just going along. Wherever that car goes, it's where it goes. As long as it come back. As long as it come back. Exactly. Economics, big data, and taxes, predictive analytics. That's where the money. Yeah, we're gonna see more and more of that. You keep watching. Keep watching. Finance, data, infrastructure, fintech, AI, space, quantum. Finance, infrastructure, data, AI, space, quantum. You can mix that up however y'all want to. All right, D, I'm out. I appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next day. Happy New Year's to everyone. Love on yourself, love on others. Hold on. I have a Linux I have an interview for Linux security engineer role. Let's wish you luck. Good luck. Ain't no luck. You got it. If you've been to any of my meetups, if you've been to any of my lives, you got that. Tech RX, drink responsibly. I'm not drinking. I got some water though. All right now.